Are you making a profit on your Ozempic product when you're selling it to Australia for $87 and you're selling it to the US for $936? Are you making a profit at $87?
Yes, we are, and the price you mentioned in the US is not what we get. That's the list price.
So, what are you getting in the US? What price?
So, I mentioned that on average for our products, we give 74% in rebates to PBMs.
And that was a chart that Senator Marshall held up, that PBMs are making 74%, and you're getting 26.
Yeah.
So you've got a screwed up industry. Number one, when I've talked to other pharma folks, they regret that PBMs ever came into it. It would seem like, since you make the product, that you could disassemble them or do something that would go around it if, in fact, this place won't do something about it. Have you ever thought of that?
It's very difficult, Senator, because they control what insurance is put in front of patients. So they have integrated themselves with the insurance companies, and we negotiate against the PBMs, but they're owned by the insurance companies. So no matter what we do, they decide what products patients get.
Okay, and I think that's kind of the conundrum. But you're making a profit at $87, and of the $936, it would be the list price. Is that total being split between you and the PBM? I know you give big discounts to the PBM. Why do you give them such large discounts for them to make that much money?
Unless we have a high list price and give them rebates, we are not making it onto the insurance formulary. So they make a fee based on the list price. So you mentioned distribution. They don't get a flat fee for the distribution.
So after you give the discounts and you do everything, what is your revenue on Ozempic, roughly?
So I don't have that number from the top of my head. So on average,
that'd be something I think it ought to be on the top of your head, because most of us would want to see that so you can make the case against PBMs. And that basic lack of transparency that to me comes from the top, that cloaks the system in general, is what is impacting the future of why in our own country it's 18% of our GDP, and from Canada to Europe it's 10 to 12% of our GDP. Eastern Europe is 6 to 7%. And yes, rationing is maybe going to be one of the results, but it should never be to where something's going to cost that much more here versus there when you're making a profit on it. And until you figure that out, everyone's going to think your industry's screwed up.